In this tutorial, we're going to talk about lathe grooving. As you can see on the part profile, we have two cyan-colored areas to the right and to the left that are grooves to be cut. The first thing I have to find out is the width of the groove, so I'm going to go up top to Analyze, down to Elements, and I'm going to zoom in on the first groove. I'll click on this line, and I'll find out that this is an 1/8 of an inch width groove. Click OK, and we'll back out slightly and go to the other groove. Select that line, and we find out that that's a 1/4 inch groove. I'm going to click OK and fit the part to view, and then go up to NC, down to Lathe, and down to Groove. The first thing SURFCAM asked me to do is to select the beginning element of the part, so I'm going to concentrate on this groove over here. I'm going to chain the groove from this point here to the top of the radius. Once I've selected the groove, it's asking me to select the beginning element of the material boundary. I don't need to do this. I can click Done, and we can get our tool information to appear. The first thing I'll need to do is move up to Select Tool, click on the Groove Tool icon, and choose a tool from the list. In this case, I'm going to select a .094 OD Grooving Tool. I'll click OK, and we'll be back to the tool information page. I'm not going to make any adjustments to this page, but we'll move directly to Groove Control. On Groove Control, you can see the operation is OD Groove. Cutter compensation is through SURFCAM. If we go to the middle of the page, you can see that we have rough and/or finishing cut set to both. The rough cycle type has 3 choices: center sequential, center alternate, and sequential. Center sequential starts in the center of the groove and moves to one side and then the other. Center alternate starts in the center of the groove and alternates between one side and the other. Sequential starts at one side of the groove and moves to the other side. I'm going to leave it at center sequential. Our groove side step is .03760. I'm going to change this to .03. The finishing depth of cut has been set to 2 thousandths. I'm going to set that to 5 thousandths. Our cut angle, since we're cutting straight down into the groove, is -90 degrees, and when we retract, we pull back at 90 degrees towards the top of the screen. I'm going to click OK now at the bottom, and now SURFCAM is asking me to pick a lathe retract point. I'm going to click on Sketch up here and click about the center of the groove. Once I click here, then click Done, and Accept, our groove has been created. For the groove on the left-hand side of the part, it's important to note that the geometry has been modified to show only the groove. Here we've taken this green line and broken it so that the top of the cyan-colored line is even with the top of the groove. Now to begin, I'm going to move up to NC, down to Lathe once again, and down to Groove. I'm going to zoom up a little bit on this and pick the top of the radius here and pick the top of the cyan-colored line here. That will be our groove geometry. Once again, SURFCAM is asking us to select the beginning element of the material boundary. This is not necessary here since the tool will start at the top of the geometry at this point. I'm going to click on Done here, and our groove information comes up once again. Under Tool Selection this time, I'm going to move down the list and find an 1/8 of an inch OD Grooving Tool, since the groove width is a 1/4 of an inch. I'll click OK. I'll leave the tool information in speeds and feeds alone and then go back to Groove Control. I'm going to leave everything else pretty much the same. Here, click OK, and then SURFCAM once again asks us for a lathe retract point. I can sketch this in here, click Done, Accept, and there's our second groove.